everybody. Welcome to Empowerment Through Intuition. It is Chris and Nora, and we are on split screens because of the wonderful bad weather has kept us from being able to be in the same room. But we're going to give you the same amount of energy and excitement, and tonight is all about dreams. We will interpret them. We put a link right in the shared comments part. If you click on that link and follow the steps, you can be live on the show. If you want to share your dream and have one-on-one with Chris and I, just go ahead. First one's up, first serve kind of thing. Hi, Denise. Thanks for joining us. I am Nora. I am a best-selling author and on intuition. And I don't know. I'm tired tonight, guys. I am like really sleepy, so please excuse me. We do have somebody in the waiting room, but let me introduce Chris, my partner, for those who haven't seen her before. Chris?
Hi, guys. I'm Chris with Conversations with Chris, and I'm a psychic and a medium and a healer and a teacher. And Nora Truscello, my business partner, is an international speaker and a medium and a psychic, too. And a teacher when she's alive and awake
tonight. I don't know what's going on, but Christina, I know you're inside the system. I hope you can hear me. You got your phone moving all over the place. We'd like to bring you up so you can share your dream, but I don't see your face. So switch that around and let me see your face. Oops, we lost her. What a shame. All right, Teresa, good evening. Tonight's all about dreams, guys. This is one of the subjects Chris and I really enjoy, so you feel free to put the comments or go ahead and click that button if you have any questions about dreams or just generally what's going on. We'd love to hear it. But we want to remind you that Chris and I did agree to do another show. And we decided that the best way to determine where we should have the next show is if you want us to have the show in your neighborhood, in your area, please put the city and state that you are watching the show. So if you're watching the show in Buffalo, New York, put in Buffalo, New York, and New York gets a vote. Every show you're allowed to vote at least once. We will add up everything by the end of June, and then that's when we'll tell you where we will do another live show in September. So with that commercial out of the way, come on, guys, give us a couple questions. This isn't like you all. You're usually all chattering up a storm by now. What do you got to say about this, Chris? How about reading me while we wait?
You're just too tired to read. Your energy's like telling me, I want to finish packing, and I want to just take a long nap.
I do, guys. Listen, I'm going away. Oh, New York. Lori wants it in New York. Yes, ma'am. I am going away, so my mind is on the trip. Rebecca, West Virginia. Yeah, baby. Hi, mommies from Lori. Nice to see you again, sweetie. And Denise, of course, wants South Philly. So do I. That's right around the corner from me, but that might not be fair, so I don't get to vote.
The home field advantage. Here we go again.
Home field advantage. Yeah.
Well, we don't have a lot of people due to the power outages in a lot of parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So now, a lot of people are going to have to catch us on the replay.
And the thing going on for Chris and I is the next 2 weeks, guys, we will not be around. Chris is going to be in Lilydale, which is in Buffalo, New York. She's going to be taking classes, teaching classes. She's just, it's just her fun playground. And my husband and I will be in Bangkok. I'm speaking at the International Conference of Spirituality and Psychology. So we've decided instead of just being there for the 3 days, we were going to be there for 2 weeks. So I'll do some pop-up lives real quick and show you guys here and there what Bangkok is like. But we won't be here for 2 weeks, and we love having you all, and we really hope that you do join us again for the last Wednesday in March when we get back. Teresa, good evening. Nice to have you back with us. Thanks for joining us. And Carla from Indiana, nice to see you again. So anybody got any questions about dreams? Or anyone want to throw out just a question in general to us? Or does anyone want to click that
how to interpret them?
Okay,
How about
so
you talk about interpreting them? What
all right,
step by
so the
step?
basic way to interpret a dream, hi Mary Lou, welcome back, is to pull out, make it as simple as possible. So you got this really long, complex dreams, and it has lots of colors and all kinds of things going on. You want to try to make it as simple as possible. Repeat, reword the dream into 1 to 2 sentences if you can. Um, Then you want to pull out all of the nouns. Nouns are person, places, and things out of the dream and pull out all of the verbs. You shouldn't really pull them out, like underline them and circle them. You're going to think of a symbol for every noun and a symbol for every verb. What does it mean to you? So if there is a lion in your dream, a lion to me represents strength and courage, but to somebody else, a lion might represent fear and destruction. So that's the beauty of the dream symbols. The spirits and your higher self is speaking to you with symbols based on what they know you're going to say these symbols are, not based on what I say they are or based on what a book says they are, but based on what you say they are. So it's really important for you to think of the symbol and figure out what does it mean to me. And then from there, you want to think of every noun as a part of you. So if there was a lion, it's the courageous part of me. And if the lion was attacking me, so it's the courageous part of me, and attack a verb as a verb. What would be for me symbolic attack would be to well, to attack isn't defending. Attack to me would be, I'm not sure, so I'm going to just keep it as attack.
To get attention, maybe?
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know if that rings for me. But the courageous part of me is attacking me. Maybe the dream is trying to say, have the courage, or you got the courage. Go forward. Don't let it stop you. There's so many different ways. So that's why we put the link up tonight so we can actually speak to somebody who wants to jump on and speak about their dream. It is in the very first comment. You just click that on and you will be live on the show. And we'll be glad to address anything there. So, Lori, sometimes we don't have dreams. That is, you just don't recall the dreams. You don't remember the dreams. It takes practice to remember your dreams, but everybody does dream. My favorite story is my favorite thing is to share the science behind dreams. Those who don't dream, really don't dream, are the criminally insane. They found that when they wire them up, there is no dream activity at night. People who say they don't dream when they're wired up, they dream just as much as everybody else. They just don't recall them. If you want to recall your dreams, just tell yourself, I will remember my dream tonight. And do that a few times every night, and you'll start to recall them. Do you have any tricks for remembering dreams, Chris?
Usually don't let your feet hit the floor because you wake up and they're really clear. As soon as your feet hit the floor, it's all over, folks. You start the ground with the ground energy, and the dreams and the insight just go whoosh.
Right. So you actually wake up, you do have a dream in your mind. You just don't realize it, is what Chris is saying. And that's very true. You stand up and it's dawn. Dawn, welcome on board. Caller, can grief block dreams at times? I've never heard of that. I never heard of grief blocking a dream. What is your thought?
Mine
No,
or Carly?
no, the guy next to you.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to smack you.
You know, when we're next to each other, I can look at you and say, what is your thought, Chris? So there you go. Okay. What is your thought, Chris? Can grief block a dream?
Would you shut up? You're just so rude. Smack, Daddy, smack her.
No, seriously though, do you think grief could block a person's dream?
I do think it can, because if you think about grief, when we're dealing with the spirit world and somebody's grieving, they don't always hear the spirits because they build that concrete bunker so nothing else will harm them. So if a dream's trying to get through at the higher level, because they all come in through your higher self and your higher consciousness, and you're actively trying to block it so nothing hurts you, you can block it. I think you can. Just so it's a self-preservation mechanism.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I'll have to give it to you. Okay. All right, Pierce, Florida. I like that. I wouldn't mind going to Florida in September. Hi, Paula. And hi, Shauna. And Renee, awesome interpretations. Thank you. Dave, I had a repeating dream until almost 20 years old. I would be climbing up what now looks like the shelves in Home Depot or Lowe's. I would then fall from the top and jump up awake in bed as if I hit the bottom. Okay, so what you want to do, Dave, is you want to repeating dreams, first of all, really profound, guys. If it's repeating, it's because it's extremely significant. So I would be climbing. So climbing is a verb. What does climbing symbolize
Signify.
to you? Right. The next thing would be 20. What does 20 symbolize for you? Let me see.
Shelves.
Oh, no, wait. Until I was almost 20. That wasn't part of the dream, so we won't do that. Shelves. What do shelves represent? You don't have to do Home Depot or Lowe's because we understand you're telling us so we would understand what the shelves look like. What does fall? What's symbolized for you? Because those are three key things. So you're climbing, the shelves, and falling. I mean, those are all really key words that if you can give us what you symbolically think they represent, we can then say, you know, that part of you, which is, instead of the word climbing, we put in your symbol word, on that part of you, whatever the symbolic is for the shelf. See, this is why we put the link up, guys, because it's really hard to do it without speaking to you directly. So if you want, David, hit that link and join the show, Dave. But Chris, do you have anything intuitively that you would say that dream means? And skipping the concrete, breaking it down like I do, what would you say spiritually or intuitively it means?
Well, they were trying to astral travel with him, and he kept waking up before he was supposed to. They were kind of slamming him back into his body because he was trying to pull awake. He wanted to pull awake so he'd be aware of what was done and where he'd gone and to remember the lesson.
Nice.
He was trying to remember and he was trying to learn so he didn't have to keep having the dream. But he would wake up too soon, and the falling was them slamming him back into his ethereal body, saying, oh no, you can't be out here awake. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, the angels are pretty careful about
that. Okay, Rebecca, this is a little tricky because when I'm reading it, I'm not sure if the last sentence is part of the dream. In one of my dreams, I was told several times, Blue Witch. Then there was an RV with Blue Witch on the back. So I don't know if that was part of the dream, or did you just happen to see an RV afterwards that had Blue Witch on the back of it? Again, using the technique that I like to teach, I say, what does Blue Witch represent to you? Because it's that part of you that you're trying to communicate with. Not like it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a symbolic thing. But we're going to turn it over to Chris and see what she says.
I feel like she's got some intuitive issues that she's trying to deal with, and communication is the color for blue. And witches tend to be significant of people gifted because the other side doesn't always know how to say, oh, they're gifted. So they show a witch. It's the easiest way for them to signify. And the RV could simply be the moving of a household or a change in a big, significant move from one house to another or a mobile issue.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Joy. My husband has a dream often. He knows where he is going, but ends up not knowing where he is. Oh, okay. So from a psychological kind of thing, it's
He's
sort of,
lost.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like really loud and clear. He, has a purpose in life, but just can't figure out how to get there. Um, that's that's almost psychological how that dream would be interpreted, but intuitively, it's not far off. He
Right.
spiritually feels quite lost and confused. Um, I would try to break it down symbolically, but let's also let Chris jump in and see what she would say.
His path is very clear and he knows that, but how he's getting there is not clear spiritually. And he feels like he's off in the woods somewhere. Like he took a left turn and he doesn't know how he got where he's at.
Hmm.
And what I would say to him is God doesn't make mistakes. We're where we're supposed to be, whether we realize it or not. And if you don't like where you're at and you kind of keep having the same dream, just ask him to put you where you need to be. And
That's
usually they
great.
put you right where you need to be.
I like
And then,
that. I like that a lot.
yep.
Uh, Real quick, just a reminder, Chris and I are going to count up all the city and states that vote, and whoever has the most by June 30th is where we will do a live show in September. Also, just a quick reminder, the next 2 weeks, Chris and I are both traveling. Chris will be in Lilydale and I will be in Bangkok. And we're doing conferences and courses and just having a good time. So we will not be here for the next 2 Wednesdays, but I hope you will join us starting up again on the last Wednesday of March. So, Carla, as a child, I used to play Choose a Dream. I would love to know what that is. I think I know what it is by its name. Have you ever heard of it, Chris?
I've never heard of that one.
I never heard of it, but it's. I would love you to take a moment and type it in so we know. Um, what I do, and I bet you do it too, but chime in is sometimes I really need to rest and my mind is racing too much and my dreams are too busy and I'm not getting the rest I need. So I will, before I go to sleep, say, I need a dream of peace. I need a peaceful dream, a restful dream. Or I want to explore the oceans this evening. I want to travel. Um, and I love the ocean. So when I travel in my dream state, my spirit's just wandering. You can go into the universe. There's no place you can't go. I love to go into the oceans. So you can actually set your mind to give you the kind of dream that you like, or that you need, or you feel you want. How about you, Chris?
I go play with the dolphins. I'm in the ocean too.
Oh,
I
that's
go,
so cool. I had no idea you were just as much crazy about it as me.
oh, I love the oceans. I go to the
Yeah,
ruins under the sea. That's where
it
I
is a
tell them I
lot.
want to go.
That's
I want to
so
go play with the
funny.
dolphins and see the mermaids and play.
Just play and relax in the water. It's amazing. And your spirit is really traveling. So you are singing what's there. Elizabeth, thanks for joining us. All right. I just want to say I am really surprised nobody's taking us up on being live on a show tonight. But that's all right. Hello, Renee is here. How do we remember our dreams? I don't remember them a lot. There's a couple simple steps to remembering a dream. First is the making the affirmation before you go to bed. I will remember my dream. Now, you have many dreams throughout the night. So you might get up during the night and there's a dream there. You can grab that one. Doesn't have to be the one upon waking. But when you make that affirmation, you're letting the universe know that you're available for the advice. Um, but I want to share something more on that. But I first want to see, Chris, how would you encourage people remembering their dreams?
Well, I always say a little prayer and I just ask God to protect my cord while I go off and I wander. And I just want to hear what the universe has to talk to me about that I'm not hearing or I'm too busy to hear in my waking hours. And I sometimes ask him to make it really, really strong so I
Oh,
will
yeah.
remember it when I wake up.
Yeah, I do that too. I often say, please make it so clear. I need an answer. I would like it in a dream. Make it so clear that it's like a rock hitting me in the head. I can't miss it. But the thing is, you'll say, I want to remember my dreams. You'll start getting your dreams, but you do nothing with it. Your spirit isn't as quick to respond the next time you say, I want to remember my dreams. Um, and the story I use often is you you're excited. You go to your grandmother's house and you say, Grandma, tell me, how did you and Grandpop stay married for so many years? I'm just married and I want to learn from you. Well, she's going to drop whatever she's doing. She's going to pour her heart and soul out to you. She's so happy that you want to know this. And then you go and you leave and you follow none of her advice as if she's never spoken to you. The next time you come over, it's like, Grandma, I really, really want to know, how did you and Grandpop stay together for so many years? She's going to be happy, but not as happy to assist you because she knows you completely ignored everything she said before. By the third time or fourth time, Grandma might share a little, but she's not going to stop what she's doing. She'll throw out a couple little tidbits, but she's really not into it. So when you're asking your higher self, or you're asking God, or you're asking a spirit to assist you, and you then don't really do anything with it, don't expect them to jump up and down and be ready to help you again until you prove you are using this information you're receiving and hence worthy of their attention. What do you, Chris? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's kind of like the boy crying wolf.
Yeah.
If you cry wolf too many times, spirit world's like, oh, it's an emergency now because she didn't listen to us. And I'm like, I guess you're right. They're usually very clear with me, and you just have to be very clear with yourself. I find that dreams are very on point, and people don't always want to see what they're saying. And
True.
that's why they don't do anything with them because they don't want to face what they did wrong or they're so on point when you think about them that it's like, wow, somebody just hit me over the head.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're willing to grow, it's easy. You just look at it objectively and you think, okay, I screwed that up. And how am I going to fix it? It's going to take a lot. Okay, I better say a couple prayers if it's going to be a doozy. And just work out a plan to make it right. We all make mistakes or we wouldn't be here.
Okay, Lori says we're a hoot. That's probably when I was talking to you next to me. I think we are too. Shauna, does every dream carry a message? Okay, hold on. Huh?
Usually.
Yeah, well, hold on to your hats. On average, every dream has 7 to 8 different messages. That's how many different levels that the spirits are speaking to you and the angels are. So you can break it down the way I'm talking about. You can then just ask for an intuitive insight on it. And very often, your dreams are literally to assist somebody in your surroundings, in your family. So here's a dream that's helping you, but also now you got a message about how it can help you spiritually, but also how it can help you financially. And oh my gosh, it relates to so and so, my son or my daughter. Um, my sister was joking the other day. She says, "Will you please get out of my head? I had another dream that relates for you. That's for you." But it does relate for her too. So dreams have many, many, many messages. What's your take on that?
Well, there's so many different ways they want to get through to us, and they want us to see from all the different aspects, whether it's love or marriage or finances or career. They might just keep sending the same message, and we're just not willing to hear it. And
Hmm.
people keep saying, well, why am I getting the same message? Well, did you hear it the first 5 times, or did you just go, well, that's nice, but I don't know what they want me to do with that. Well, stop to think about it. Because usually if they send it more than once, and I'm guilty of that, guys, I'll call Nora and go, it's the fourth time. Okay, Nora, what the hell have I missed? And she'll be like, okay, Chris, well, let's try. What did you get? And then she'll run through it a couple of times, and we'll come up with like 3 or 4 more reasons why they might be sending the same message. And we'll get it.
Yeah. And the
And
funny
then the
thing
dream will
is,
stop.
the funny thing is, it's not just Chris calling me. I call her, and it's like she laughs at me. It's so obvious. Even my sister, who helps me, like we bounce off of each other, they laugh at me because it's so obvious to them. But
We're
it's
not
not
laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
right. But I do the same to you. I'm like, what are you kidding me? You honestly don't know what this means? I mean, it's funny. You don't see the forest from the trees. And that's what goes on with the dreams. Trust each other. There's a lot of people on this feed that if you sent them a message or something that somebody you trust from what the conversations are, asking some advice, what do you think of this kind of dream? I'm sure they're going to love to talk to you because this is like a real great community of friends. And you guys have shown and demonstrated the way you support and talk to each other. Support and talk to each other about your dreams. And when you're really stuck, because sometimes or somebody close to you who knows what's going on in your life, it's very, very helpful. All right, Paula, I dream so much and remember them and dream in color that my husband thinks I'm crazy and should be checked by a doctor. Are you sure that's why he thinks you're crazy?
That's what I got.
There might be a little more to that, Paula. But no, all kidding aside, more women dream in color than men. That's just science, what they've proven. But
It takes more to get our attention.
Yeah, dreaming in color is really. I never dream in black and white, so I just always thought everybody dreamed in color until I started studying dreams. I really think it's I don't know. I don't know if it has any specific, like Chris said, maybe to get your attention better. That means they need my attention more, Chris, because I
Because
only
they
dream in
always,
color.
well, they always taught me that dreams in color were premonitions of what was to happen or what had already happened. And the black and whites were just regular old dreams.
Wow. I don't have too many black and I never had I don't remember ever having a black and white. That's kind of weird.
Well, because you're a psychic and a medium, hello, why would they bother sending you a black and white?
Carla, thank you. I'm glad that makes sense. About you were talking about how grief can block. Laura, welcome aboard. And yes, we are giving Ohio a vote for you tonight. Thank you very much.
Where's
Dawn.
my Hawaii?
Now, come on, let's be serious. Where you're watching the show from. Don't let her start this craziness again. So, I mean, if enough people from Hawaii want us to go, I'm there, baby. I'm going to Bangkok for crying out loud, 25 hours away. All right, Dawn. So when you dream, you leave yourself open for anyone to enter. No, absolutely not. When you are, it would be polite if you would silence your cell phone during a show.
Oh my Jesus. You are so bossy. I'm taking your headphones away next time.
Dawn, that's a really good question because yes, I do travel in my dreams on occasion, but no, I'm not leaving myself open. I am never not connected to my physical body when I'm traveling. They talk about a cord, a gold cord, or a silver cord that connects us. And I know it's there, even though I don't see it. Like when I'm dreaming, I'm just going, I'm doing my thing. I don't really worry about being open. Chris, you got to address this some because that's a really powerful, good question.
I always protect my cord. I always say the prayer before I dream and before I go to sleep.
Well, maybe that's probably why I feel safe because I'm always praying before I go to bed. Yeah.
Right. We always pray as a natural additive before we go to sleep, and that always surrounds our dreams and our body and our spirit. And I always tell them my heart, my body, my mind, my soul, and my spirit go as one. They go before the feet of God, and I ask for the protection. Whether I'm here or I'm there, it doesn't matter. Whether I'm reading or I'm astro traveling, or, the angels have taken me for a lesson. Whatever it is, I'm protecting that cord. And that cord is an invisible channel between you and your soul. And it ties your bodies together, all the layers of your heart, body, mind, soul, and spirit. And you got to have that layer to keep your bubble protected. And once you breach your bubble is when serious trouble happens. And that's why you have your heart, your body, mind, your soul, your spirit. There's layers of an onion. And it's the way your bubble is constructed. Everybody calls it your aura, but there really is parts to it. And the cord is always there for everybody. If you're alive and breathing, you have a cord. And some people like saying it's gold. Some people like saying it's silver. Some people tell me it's iridescent. It's whatever color you want it to be in my world.
So to answer the question, Dawn, the bottom line is, I guess I never really worried about it because I'm a prayer warrior. Everything is surrounded with prayer. Right. Even the show. I know we say it all the time, but Chris and I do not begin the show without some quiet prayer time. Well, it's not very quiet. We actually talk to God together. We say set prayers together, and then we have a little quiet time. But prayer is everything, not for just before a meal. So Shauna's got a vote for Texas, and Paula has a vote for Georgia. Maria, I had a dream where different colorful insects were under my fingernails, and I was trying to remove them carefully with tweezers. There was no pain. It was just a really freaky dream. I love that. That is really cool. So I would say insects. I mean, what does insects represent to you? Now, to some people, be like really, ew, gross. To other people, an insect is beautiful. I mean, when you look at them really close, it's amazing. And they would find them as beautiful. I guess being colorful and stuff, artistic. What is it symbolic of? What are your fingernails symbolic of? For me, fingernails are symbolic of femininity. Like that's me. So if I got an insect, that part of me that is
feminine,
bothersome, is because an insect's bothersome to me, is affecting my femininity. So you see
but
how
she said they were colorful and beautiful.
Right. But I'm just trying to. The insects were different colors. She didn't say beautiful. Different colorful insects were under my fingernails. So I'm just saying different color insects. So to me, it would be what that part of me that is bothersome is affecting my femininity. Now, tweezer is to pluck. Obviously, I'm a female pluck. So to me, you say tweezer, I'm thinking plucking. So I am plucking carefully at that which is bothersome to my femininity. Now that's how I would interpret that dream. But in reality, you might have a way off different definitions or some symbols for those words. But I like having Chris jump in with what the angels say. So let's see what are the angels saying the dream actually means for her.
At
least one of
them. The insects are beautiful, and they were encroaching on her beautiful space inside of her. So she feels like something was invading her beauty, even though it was beautiful. She had to remove it.
I like that.
And she was at conflict with how to do that because they were beautiful and they were of nature. And they said she knew what she needed to do.
Wonderful. Rebecca, yes, it was part of the dream. So the blue witch on the back of the RV was part of the dream. And she says, thank you for helping interpret that. So Chris Smith, I dreamt that a dark figure came to me in a dream, and I was told I needed to come with it, that it was my time. Then the dark thing told me I only have until Christmas. Then I will have to go with it. I'll be dead by Christmas. What does this mean? Okay, I'm not touching that one with the way I would interpret a dream because there is a lot of significant meaning spiritually in here. Go ahead, Chris, and I'll chime
Well,
in.
the angels are trying to tell me that your your interpretation is that you really are literally going to die, and that was the angel of death. And they're saying that wasn't it. That there's a change that's going to come over you between now and Christmas, and that change is going to take place, and that they will be there to help you. That figure, you're interpreting it as an angel of death, and they're saying, no, it was a spirit, and the spirit just did not want to show its face. And I asked them, is the spirit negative? And they said, not necessarily. They're just blanking out so she won't focus on the spirit.
And
But there's a change coming.
I'm sensing that it's actually almost like a spiritual death. So not like you're going to die to your faith and your religion, but you're going to come by the time Christmas comes, a lot of what you believed, a lot of what your faith-based stuff is just going to kind of die off because it's not needed. You're at a different level of growth and spirituality. Doesn't mean it was bad. It just means it's of no use to you now. That's what I'm getting. Does
Yeah,
that sound about?
that's exactly what they were saying. But it was
Okay.
a spiritual change, and that it would change by Christmas. And
So
like a death, every
yeah,
birth.
you're not dying, sweetie. We'll see you during our Christmas shows. Carla, I would think of something happy in my life, a parade or visit a friend. I would choose like choosing a book. Oh, fabulous. So when you would, this is the dreams. She said that they would play a dream game. So
Oh,
basically you were setting up your dreams, sort of like Chris and I set up our dreams. So I
yeah.
think that's great. That's awesome. David, how? Okay, Dave, if you go to the very, very first comment, guys, on the show link, I'm going to jump down here and see if I can pull it up for you all. Right here. That very, that comment is the first comment on tonight's show. If you click that on, it will say, join the March 7th show. And you just have to say yes and follow the instructions. You have to be logged into Facebook. And it's pretty simple. It will bring you right up into the show within a few moments. And then we can pull you up and talk about the dream. Okay? So I hope that answered it for other people too. Lori, my daughter says she thinks of something and really focuses as she's falling asleep and can control her dreams. Yes, she can. That's what Chris and I are talking about. It's a lot of fun and good for her. That's a strong spirit. Please encourage her to pray before she goes to bed and then focus on what she wants to do with her dream. You want her to be safe at all times, and the safety comes through the protection of Christ. It doesn't come from our inner strength, our own strength. It comes from the strength that God shares with us. Do you want to suggest anything, Chris?
Just that you remember all parts of your body, your heart, body, mind, soul, and spirit. And you ask the protection of God before you go to sleep, every day, every night, when you wake up, when you go to sleep, because you don't know what the day's going to be. And I just do it because sometimes people have little naps during the day, and, we take little cat naps. New mothers happen to do that, and you never know when you're going to take a little nap and you want to have a little dream. Just take a little rest.
Nice.
Sometimes I tell them I want a little heaven. I want a little go to the mid-heaven and have a little heavenly vacation. and I just go sit and play on the clouds with the angels. It's a lot of fun.
And her daughter calls it think dreaming. Good for her. That is awesome. Carla, who was, the one suffering with the grief, is although I'm not been remembering dreams lately, I have repeatedly woke up with the vision of my husband's hand. And I think that's beautiful because it's your husband. It's not just, it's not part of a dream. It's not part of a vision. It is your husband there for you.
Yeah, he's just trying to show you he loves you.
And that he's been there. Okay, Renee, New Jersey has a vote. Tavon, welcome. And Diane, welcome back. Nice to have you guys joining us. I always kill this name. Another one, Ruiz. I had a dream that I was walking hand by hand who seemed to be Jesus. In my dream, it was comforting me because my biggest fears is to lose my teeth. In my dream, he told me, in other words, not to be vain because there are dentures out there I can use. He also told me some use words. Quote, you have not lived life until you have lived life through the eyes of others. Oh, honey, I'm not interpreting that at all. You had a very special visit. I mean, that's profound, and it's God telling you
He
to
wants
look.
you to know. He wants you to know that you haven't lived because you don't see yourself the way others see you. And he doesn't really care if you have teeth or no teeth, is what he's trying to tell you. It's not what's important. How do I know? I'm getting pretty good at the God messages.
I mean, that is just powerfully beautiful. You have not lived life until you live the life through the eyes of others. I mean, that's a whole lot different than, you don't know what it's like until you walk in the other person's shoes.
He doesn't see himself.
Yeah, it's how
he doesn't see his beauty.
Yeah,
that he
fabulous.
is to other people.
Okay. Wow. This is why I wanted you guys to join the show, because here comes another big one. Michelle, here is a recent recurring dream. I am alone on a bike going through a wooded area with trails. It seems like a park, but there are no signs. I constantly have to make decisions on which trail/direction to take and eventually get lost, so deep that I cannot find my way back. One dream, I had my phone with me and felt reassured that I would be okay. It went on and on. The other dream, I didn't have my phone. Got off the bike in a clearing to check out this weird snowbank that had a skull and snow sculpture of skeletons and bodies, which I make my way out of. And when I got back to where my bike was, it was gone and getting dark. At that point, I woke myself up, totally freaked. Whoa, that's a long one. Do you need me to put it back up there so you can review it, Chris?
No.
No, I'm getting that she
has a lot of choices to make.
Yeah, but she feels very lost in life.
Right.
And very alone. You don't feel like you have anybody around you to give you support in making the decisions. I mean, literally no one, represented by the fact that you couldn't even use a phone. So what do the angels want to add to this one?
That there is a way for her to find the true answer she's seeking, but her loved ones can help her from the other side if she asks them for it, because that's what the skeletons represented. Her past and the people she loved in the past that she doesn't feel she can communicate with anymore. And that's what scared her, is that alone feeling. And that's what woke her up, not feeling trapped. She interpreted it as a feeling trapped and cut off from the world, but it's not that. It's that loneliness, that heartfelt sadness inside of her. And she has to process that. And then the directions that we taught on how to decide whether to go right or go left will help her. She can learn how to do that. We can teach her how to do that.
All right. That is powerful. Thank you. Okay, real quick, guys. Just again, if you want us to do a September show in your city and state, put down the city and state that you're watching the show in, and we will add them all up June 30th, and whatever has the most votes is where we will come out in September. Also, the next 2 weeks, Chris is in Lilydale, up in Buffalo, New York, and I will be in Bangkok. Both of us are doing conferences and speaking, and we're just not going to be able to do the show for the next 2 Wednesdays, but we really hope we don't lose you and you come back on the last Wednesday of March so we can pick up where we left off. And that's about it for commercial. Did I forget anything? Share. You know, I'm getting a little disheartened. The last few shows we've had fewer shares. Come on, guys. Don't you like us? Okay.
Well, part of that last week of March, Nora, happens to be the 27th.
And what's bad about that?
Well, it's going to be close to the full moon.
Oh, okay. So, you know what? Maybe we should make that show just readings.
So everybody can bring their tissues.
Yeah, because when there's a full moon, guys, I can't understand it, but the veil is thinner, and Chris and I do read even more accurately, as if Chris could be more accurate. Actually, it's not that Chris is more accurate; it's just Chris gets that much more information. I get much more accurate myself. So you know what? Let's make March 27th just fun. We'll read you. You'll put up your questions, or you'll just say, hey, so-and-so passed away, anything going on, and we'll make it a blast. So that's March 27th, but we want to know that you love us by sharing and sending some hearts. All right. And if you like that idea, please do comment and let us know that that's a good idea. Elizabeth, I lost my mom and my brother 13 days apart back in 2000. Wow, that had to be tough. Now I have a lot of dreams of them, and they are both there. Now, are they trying to tell me something? Well, now see, that's a March 27th question, but we're going to let you sneak that one in. Yes, they are. They're telling you they're happy, they're okay, they're there for you, and they're together. But I'm sure there's some more specific message. What do you get, Chris?
Mom's worried about her health and her well-being, especially her emotions. And her brother says that there's some financial problems that are going to get better. She just has to hang in there a little bit longer.
All right. They'll be
better by June.
All right. So you know they're going to be better by June. When you see your brother and your mother, you tell them, okay, finances will be okay by June, and I'll start working out. Shauna, I was told once a long time ago by a psychic that I had the ability to make my dreams become reality, so that I had to be very careful what I allowed myself to dream. Oh, come on. I hope you didn't pay her or him. I've been hesitant to remember dreams ever since. Do you please have that gift of bringing their dreams into reality? First of all, 90 or 85 to 90% of all dreams are premonition. It is the way the spirit world helps us prepare for what is going to occur. So yeah, your dreams become reality, but you got to understand the meaning of the dream. Just because you dream of a tsunami doesn't mean there's going to be an actual tsunami, or that your whole life's going to get washed out. Well, I hope you never go back to that psychic again. Shame on them. That was extremely bad advice. All right, Chris, before I bite this person's head off who did this to Shauna, have anything to add?
Down.
I know. I really, guys, I get so mad when you go see a psychic. And I love psychics, Chris, and Chris is my best friend. If you even feel slightly uncomfortable, just get up. You change your mind. I'm sorry. You know what? I changed my mind. Thank you for the opportunity. Get out of there. I'm not saying this person misled you intentionally. I believe that they probably believe they were giving good advice, but they're clueless. If they're not spiritual, if they don't have a prayer life, they're clueless, they're dangerous. They're going to get insights, but you don't know where those insights are coming from. And what that psychic did unintentionally was stop you from using a powerful source in your life, and that is your dreams. So I'm going to
And,
back down.
and they wanted you to be, I find when people do that, they want you to be more in their control than in your own control.
Right.
And Nora and I are always teaching people how to take control of their own abilities, their own knowledge, their own life. We don't want to sit here and, be a robot and tell you, well, you got to do this and you got to do that. That's not our gig. Our gig is to teach you, to show you how to use your own intuition to empower yourselves, to change your own lives. Your dreams are just a early warning system. God saying, okay, we're gonna run this one by her. Maybe if we send it 2 or 3 times, she'll stop to think, okay, maybe something's going on here. I better stop to write it down and then think about how it's affecting my life. And that's all you have to do. You're trying to remember your dreams is not going to bring anything to fruition that wasn't going to already be.
Exactly.
Like I tell everybody, God has already got a plan. Our idea is just to figure out what that plan is. And sometimes we like it, and sometimes we're not so happy with the plan idea.
And he makes it easy. He makes it easy by giving us a heads up in dreams.
I'll be the first one to tell you, sometimes the dreams aren't clear, but you got to just stick with it. And usually if you write them right down, or you get your phone and put the speaker on and you just record it right into whatever you can remember, and then just shove it off. And then in the morning, worry about it.
Actually, it's
text
amazing
it to yourself.
Because even just a couple words, you'll remember that little part. And then as the morning goes, all of a sudden you're remembering more and you're remembering more. It like all just starts filling in.
Yeah, it'll click over.
Yeah, it's really cool. Erin, hey, you made it.
Hi.
And she says hi to Shauna, and Shauna says hi to you. Tavan, I know I dream, but I can't remember them. Why is that? I really want to remember them. Like I said previously, guys, if you want to remember your dreams, you must set the intention. You must set the intention. Just one more time. You must set the intention. You have to say, I want to remember my dreams. I want them to come to me in a useful way that I will understand. Put it out there how you need it. If I want my husband to take me out for Italian food, I'm not going to sit at home or come in and hope like when he comes in, oh, maybe tonight he'll take me out to an Italian restaurant. Maybe tonight, okay. Well, maybe it's now to this night, and every night be doing. I hope he takes me to an Italian restaurant. No, I'm going to say, hey, honey, I want to go to an Italian restaurant. So, God, I want to remember my dreams. You set the intention. I intend to remember my dreams. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, you can also ask them for help through your dreams. Like if you want to know about your finances, or you want to know about your health, or you want to know about your love life, you can ask them for a download while you're sleeping. So that when you wake up, it's really clear and you know which way you're going and what the answer is. And even if you have to interpret it through Nora's dream interpretation, at least it's a lot faster than walking around in a circle.
Exactly.
The way I look at it.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm the queen of shortcuts. Nora will go, so what do you think? I'll be like, hold on a minute. What do we think, guys? And she's like, who are you talking to? I got to consult the angels. Give me a second. I'll be like, guys, what do you think, huh? And you'll see it when we're doing the readings. I just look off to the side. I'll be like, what do you guys think? And I don't say anything out loud.
I tell you, I
got caught doing it.
I don't know.
Her family caught her.
I don't know if our friends online here know this, but Chris is a nurse, and That's not an easy thing to do, to go through nursing school. I mean, all those sciences and everything else. But I joke with her and say, you never took a damn test, did you? You just said to the angels, what's this one? What's this one? What's this one? I know that's not what she did, but
I wish.
right?
The DQ was like, I'll lead you down the path, but girlfriend, you're stuck on that one.
Okay.
They were very helpful writing papers sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I know you got their help, but that's you're highly intelligent, so I'm not worried about it if you were my nurse. So Laura, she dreams in colors. Renee talks about dreaming in colors. So yeah, the females do dream in colors more than men do. If you have a dream, Aaron, and you want to quickly jump on, go to the very, very first comment on tonight's string, click it on, and come right through. We'll put you on live, and you can share the dream with us. We got
almost out of time.
we are running out of time, so you got to go quick. Pennsylvania has a vote from Chris. Thank you, and hello to you. And New Jersey has a vote from Carol McFillin. Hello, sweetie. Washington has a vote. Aaron, put your state in. Lori wants to make sure you get the vote in because you guys are close to each other, I'm sure. All
Now,
right.
was that Washington State or Washington, D.C.?
You know, you're going to have to clarify that, Washington, if you don't mind. Washington State, that'd be beautiful, huh?
Red Oaks. Red Oaks is what I'm thinking.
Right. Mary Lou, my son has been in heaven for 6.5 years. And for the first time, he came to me in a dream, but he was on the phone in my dream. The only thing I remember is him saying, Mom, so many times. What is that?
Why is that?
What I remember. Why is that what I remember? That's a beautiful dream. I'm gonna step aside because there's a lot of significance. Go ahead, Chris.
He's trying to get your attention. It's very, him being on the phone, he's communicating. And he's communicating the importance of mom because mom doesn't always hear him or can't always feel him. So he's trying to get your attention really, really hard.
And to me, in addition, it's saying that he often talks to you. And even though he's been gone 6.5 years, he's been trying for some time to let you know he is okay and he's in a good place and that he loves you, but you're not, you see the signs, but you will not allow yourself to believe it. It's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I know. Everybody says that. Yeah. But you don't really believe it. And he's frustrated because it's like, what do I have to do to get mom to understand it is me? And I am telling her that I'm okay. Okay. Let's see, Gina, someone once told me that when you dream of someone, they are thinking about you. Is that true?
I
Uh,
believe it is.
I think there's some truth to it because you can meet people in your dreams. For example, you can have dream dates, not just with deceased people. They did a study with husbands and wives, and it was a matter of, okay, we're going to meet in our dream. And when we meet, we're going to, they wake up. It's like separately, they're asked, where did you meet? What was going on? And they were the same over and over again. And these people, when they would do these studies, dream studies, they didn't have the couple sleeping in the same bed because they wanted to make sure there was no communication. So I do think that there's a lot. I agree with Chris. Yes to that. Do you want to add anything else, honey?
No, I just think you can meet the spirit of a person, whether they be alive or dead. And they don't need to be on the same continent you're on. They don't even need to be in the same spiritual spot you're in.
Exactly.
Because it's all the way we do the phone readings. It's the same way. We go up and over.
Yeah. We're all attached. Right. We're all connected. We're all connected to the one source, which is God. And we're communicating constantly. All right. Ruiz, I also had another dream that there was a rumble up in the sky. I could hear footsteps in the sky. Then I heard trumpets. Then Jesus was talking to God. God wanted to send down the angels to take the good people up. The trumpets started to sound, and the angels started to come down and take the people that could sing up. Jesus was trying to convince God to give us another chance. Later on, I read something similar. Hmm. Um, I'm thinking you have a
Forgive.
lot of dreams with Christ. I mean, a lot of dreams with Jesus. So, um, what do you get from that, Chris?
I get he's been in the presence of God before. He's
Yeah.
had a near-death experience or something to that effect. And that's why he's so connected to them, and he hears them very clearly. And he prays for the universe at heart, not just for specific people.
Hmm.
And that's why he gets such clear messages. And the singing is not singing as you and I know, la, la, la. It's singing as in praise and worship.
Oh, beautiful.
Prayers, because that's music to their ears. So he
Beautiful.
must pray an awful lot.
Okay. I'm going to run through the commercials real quick, and we're going to take one more from Diane. Just to remind you guys, if you want us to show up in your state, please put in the city and state that you watch the show in. Whatever city and state has the most votes by most count by June 30th. Chris and I will book a place in that city and state in September and do a show there. In addition, Chris and I will both be away until March 27th. But to make it up to you guys, March 27th, we're going to do nothing but reads. So that show should be a blast. Bring
Bring
your
your tissues,
questions, bring your tissues, bring your
bring
dead
your
loved
spirits.
ones, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We would love you to share these shows, even the older ones that you've seen, that you've enjoyed, and communicate with each other, speak with each other online. It's really great to see that you support each other. We're only going to have time to do one more, so there's going to be a lot of dreams here that don't get answered. Help each other out. So, Diane, so I finally dreamt of my father-in-law for the first time since he passed in 2005. We were at the palestra,
Cholesterol.
and my son came in wearing a top hat and a cane. He was the star of the show. He actually slid down the rail and danced with my father in before the game. I somehow got locked out of the game and missed the whole thing. I got from this that my son is working so hard to get to the top that not only are we all on his team, his grandpapa is also a gift from heaven. What do you ladies see? Oh, that's so great. I got goosebumps. I love it. Go ahead, Chris. Chris, my screen keeps breaking up. You got to go. You got to say.
Okay. Grandpa's trying to tell you that he will be a star. Things will get easier for him in his career, and that they are loving him and supporting him, and you're worrying way too much. You got to trust more that he knows what he's doing in his career, and that God has this. And
All
your
right.
father-in-law knows you love him, and that's why he came to you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. There are a whole bunch of dreams still out here. Please share with each other and talk to each other about it. We love you. We thank you. And we will see you back on March 27th. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye, Chris. It was fun seeing you.
Bye, Nora. Have fun in Bangkok.
Have